Alright, so this is a second part of a two-part series on reading codes on your vehicle. So last video I just did was on the blue driver with its proprietary connector, and now we're going to use Torque Pro using OBDII connector. This one is Bluetooth, I do believe. If you have an iPhone, I guess they use Wi-Fi possibly. I'm not too sure. I've got an iPhone here, but I only use it for music, so I can't give you the ins and outs on that. So I guess the first thing we're going to do is plug in the connector. So the blue driver is in there right now. You shouldn't leave these plugged in. This one does have an on-off button, so just to kind of prevent it from killing your battery. But at the same time, I would take it out when you're not using it. You can get splitters so that you can use both of them at the same time, which is kind of neat if your phone is capable of talking to a couple things at the same time. Or you can use a laptop, which is a little more robust for that. So you turn that on, it's going to do whatever it does. So what we're going to do today is we're going to check the transmission fluid in this vehicle. It has a Mercedes NAG1 transmission in it, which is kind of ridiculous. You need to check the temperature of the transmission fluid using your phone or another suitable scanner. Then you have to check the chart. So these transmissions are in the diesels and the V6 Jeep WKs. And then you also need to have your own dipstick. For whatever reason, Mercedes thought that they could get away without including a dipstick, so you can buy one. This is a Dorman part that I've got, 917327. Check your application. There's a couple of these that are out there for different vehicles. So we'll just wake up the phone here. And I should have Torque here. Haven't used this in a while. This is an old version of Torque. So usually the first thing you want to do is see if it's communicating. And I probably have some PIDs set up in here. Let's see if anything pops up. Yeah, I got my throttle, my RPM. So we were communicating it, connected properly. You can go through processes of making this thing connect. And I'm trying to remember how to check the transmission temperature. It's a funny thing, you got to put it in reverse. So right now it says coolant 78. If I put it in reverse, if it changes. No, it's not that one. So we'll go through. With these vehicles, you got to put them in reverse, and I know I made a spot for it. So that's the fuel rail pressure in PSI. Transmission temperature. Okay, so I've added this already. We'll try to go through on how to add this. So you got to put it in reverse. I'm not sure what it's reading when you're in park or any other gear, but you put it in reverse. So it's 47, 48 degrees. This chart, for whatever reason, stupid thing, is in Fahrenheit, which no one uses anymore. So you look at it, you go down on the 48 column, you look over, should be around 50 in the middle by the looks of it. And then I put this back in park, so that number pops back up again. That might be the coolant temperature. Let's see if that's what it was. Yeah, so it's showing coolant temperature until you put it in reverse. Now if you wanted to add one, just bear with me. I haven't done this in a couple of years, so this might be a bit painful to watch. Add display. Because there's two different kinds of Chrysler displays. We'll just pick whatever display, say bar display. So this sort of tells you which ones are actually active. There's not a lot of them that are active in this vehicle compared to some other ones. Of course, the shiny screen's got a glare on it. The GPS must be coming from the phone. I don't think it. So it looks like I have it set to transmission temp Jeep 2012 and later. Yeah. You could do a transmission temp Chrysler Dodge, but that one didn't work in this one for whatever reason. So, like I said, I picked this guy here. So you pick that, you pick whatever size you want, and you'll get a graph. So that's all you gotta do to add that. You don't need to do any of these funny equations or anything like that. So we were at like 48 degrees. So now we're gonna pop the hood and check the transmission. Somebody just joined us here around park. You can see the thing or not. Try shaking a little bit. So just take this part off here. It could have a red plug in it. You just pull the plug out. See, I got an O-ring hanging in here. I'll grab that. It probably came off of the thing. Okay. Have this like long flexible thing, you gotta straighten it out. It's got some numbers on it. Shaking too much or not. And this is the hard part, is putting it in here and getting it all the way in, because sometimes it gets bound up and doesn't read properly. Yeah, so it felt like it went in, but then you go to read it and you realize that, no, I didn't get any oil. So what I like to do is, once I get this to go in and read properly, you should mark the cable with a piece of tape so that you know when it's in all the way. This can take a few attempts to get it to read right. Alright, so we got it this time. So we are reading at 50. You always check both sides, make sure it's not on some funny angle. So I think when we looked on the chart, 50 is probably in range. You can rewind there to see where it's supposed to be at. Obviously you need to be on flat ground, but this is the procedure for checking that. So thank you for watching.